back to another episode of Neon Trash. I'm your host, Tommy the Hammer. Today we're going to be discussing the subject of guilty pleasures. More importantly, the flick Hansel und Gretel Witch Hunters. Now, when it comes down to the subject of guilty pleasures, there's a lot of crap in mainstream Hollywood cinema, but not all movies that are CGI fests total bullshit. Case in point, Hansel und Gretel Witch Hunters. I really like this movie, and I'm going to be telling you guys why here in a minute, but first, check out the trailer. It's awesome, and when we get back, we're going to be discussing the movie and the implications behind guilty pleasures in general.
Most people say witches aren't real. The stuff of fairy tales. Then one day they show up at your door and eat your kids. That's where we come in.
My name is Gretel, and this is my brother Hansel.
We kill witches. What do? You drop something.
How do you best kill a witch?
Start with this.
Morning, sunshine.
Cutting off their heads, also quite nice.
I hate that one.
In the last 2 weeks, we have 5 more children taken from us.
Children being taken in these numbers, witch does not come out in the open like that. Unless she has to.
The witch, she killed them, all of them. She gave me a message.
That was awesome.
Where are the children?
There's a place deep in the forest. There'll be many witches. They'll be too powerful.
Gretel, I see you got my invitation.
I don't think we're hunting witches. I think they're hunting us. I have my sister. When you see my signal, you unleash hell.
Wait, what's the signal?
Oh, it'll be me. Blowing one of these bitches' heads off. Some people will say that not all witches are evil. That's new. That their powers could be used for good. I say burn them all.
She looks angry.
Yeah, face like that, I'd be angry too. You shut up.
Okay guys, so here's the question. Is Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters any good? Well, that really just depends on your own personal perspective. Art is subjective, and what one person might consider to be good, another individual might consider it to be complete and utter trash. And at the beginning of this review, we were talking a little bit about guilty pleasures. We all have them, and they cover a wide variety of subjects, be it food, books, movies, music, or art in general. Guilty pleasures are these things that we enjoy, but we kind of do it coyly, as if we're a little embarrassed that someone might find out that we actually like something that we deep down think is a little bit stupid. Well, I'm trying to break that mold, today at least, and just come right out and say that I like Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, even though it's really stupid. But at the same time, I feel like this movie does take chances. The special effects on each and every one of the witches in this movie is really good, and I feel like the makeup that they use on the witches just kind of draws me in. I like the colors, I like the setup, I like the creativity, and another thing that I liked about this movie was they just kind of took realism and threw that shit right out the fucking window. Hansel and Gretel, they say things like, badass and, kill that fucking witch, and they drop a lot of modern day lingo, and I like that. The director of this movie also did an independent, low-budget zombie Nazi film called Dead Snow. And when I heard that he was stepping up to the plate to do a big-budget, studio release, a horror movie such as this, I was curious naturally. And so, for me personally, there was a lot to draw me into this film. And a lot of people want to pretend like they're not into guilty pleasures. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. Everyone has a guilty pleasure.
I think you could grab some popcorn and a soda and you sit down and go on a great ride. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because it is very violent. It's so violent that it's funny as well. So I think that's the violence and comedy aspect of it. That balance is really really fun.
Everyone likes popcorn. Everyone loves macaroni and cheesy things. We all like, junk food and, low-budget movies and roller coaster rides and drive-ins and things that are fun. These are the things that we grew up with. And that's why I like films such as this. They remind me of being a kid again. I think it's a fun movie, perfect for the late night crowd, especially if you've been knocking back beers with your friends, eating popcorn, and you're looking to watch something that doesn't take a lot of fucking mental thought. Definitely check this out. So out of 10 stars, I can give Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters a solid 6 out of 10.